Okay, we'll try this again. This time, hopefully I won't be crying, and it won't be echoey as shit. So, fuck it, we'll record it if it does happen. So, as you've seen by the thumbnail and what is behind me, we're talking about cats. More specifically, the shit they eat. Thumbnail should just be why cats are evil, I think. That's probably what I'm going to go with. We'll see. This is why. Birds. Not just birds, but also small mammals. Today, we're going to be covering something that, covering previously on my TikTok, is why my TikTok is currently set to private mode. I got doxxed. I got a police report made against me, supposedly. I'm not entirely sure I believe it. And I got dozens of death threats. I should really stop playing with fire, but quite frankly, I care too much. That's why I do this. That is why this channel exists, is to educate people. Enough of my rambling. Let's get on with educating. I know this is going to piss some people off, but frankly, I do not give a shit. Perhaps some people just need to be pissed off. This is a lovely little paper from the Wildlife Society. Now, who is a Wildlife Society, you may ask? Well, I'm happy to answer. So you see, the Wildlife Society is how you become a wildlife biologist. You see, in order to become a wildlife biologist, officially, in order to be licensed, you need a lovely little card. This little card says, hey, this person is certified as a wildlife biologist. You must meet certain qualifications to get this card. These are people who issue that card. To say these people are experts is almost an understatement, okay? These are who determine the experts. These are the definition of expert. These are so high expert that they decide the experts, okay? This isn't the teacher. This is who teaches the teacher. Let's look at some fun things here. So, predatory behavior effects. All cats are carnivores. That is a fact. It doesn't matter what somebody tells you. Cats are carnivores. Look at their fucking teeth. And even well-fed domestic cats will continue to hunt if given the opportunity. While feral cats pose the biggest threat to wildlife, all domestic cats, regardless of their habituation to humans, will hunt prey if released outdoors. A study published in 2013 estimates that domestic cats kill between 1.3 and 4 billion birds. It's not million, that's billion. That is 1.3 to 4,000 million animals. And that's just birds. And 6.3 to 22.3 billion mammals. Only in the U.S. Only in a specific part of the Americas per year. This makes them the largest human-influenced source of mortality. For birds and mammals in the country, globally, domestic cats have caused the extinction of several mammals, reptiles, and at least 33 bird species. I'm sure you can already take a guess as to why exactly I may get so enthusiastic and or emotional. A lot of people will say, oh, well, you just want to kill cats. No, I don't actually want to cause a needless death. That's a shitty, horrible thing. Problems with trap, neuter, release. This seems like a simple solution. You take the cats, you trap them, you give them their fucking vaccinations so they're less likely to get and spread diseases. You neuter them and you spay them so they don't reproduce. And then you set them free. So you don't have to kill them, then they just die naturally. From common sense point of view, it makes sense. Why wouldn't you do this? If you get into this field, you'll learn that common sense is kind of the bane of our existence. Problems with trap, neuter, release. Trap, neuter, release is often considered as a humane solution to reducing feral cat overpopulation and involves catching, vaccinating, sterilizing, and then releasing feral cats. With a long-term commitment of resources and the sterilization of approximately 71 to 94% of a population, that's about 3/4, this type of high-intensity management can theoretically reduce feral cat colonies. So, in a purely theoretical sense, it could work. Here's the problem. Numerous long-term scientific studies have shown TNR programs to be ineffective or even counterproductive because they enable the abandonment of owned cats, thus resulting in the indefinite maintenance of feral cat colonies. This compounds with problems caused by feral cats and justifies the continued presence of invasive species in North America. As a result, TNR undermines the work of wildlife professionals and severely jeopardizes the integrity of native biodiversity. Domestic cats things to consider, because I don't like providing just problems, I like to provide solutions. Keep your cats indoors. Keeping cats indoors protects wildlife and cats themselves. Cats that live or are allowed outside are exposed to cars, wild animal attacks, and diseases. Okay. So, they can get, fucking AIDS. They can be attacked by coyotes, foxes, depending on the area, wolves, fucking hawks. If they're in an area with large fucking herbivores, a cat walks up behind the wrong bison and gets kicked, well, it's fucking dead. In what world is that responsible animal husbandry? As an animal owner, it is your job to care for your animals. I'm a pet owner. You know what I don't do? I don't intentionally let my animal roam free to get diseases and killed. This isn't like, this isn't giving your dog treats. No, this is the bare minimum. This is providing proper shelter. Literally, that's what this is. Provide proper shelter. Next up, don't feed outdoor cats. Providing food for outdoor cats, even overfeeding, does not stop natural hunting behavior. It can also lead to larger feral cat colonies, thus compounding the problem. Spay and neuter pets. Educate cat owners to spay and neuter the cats and keep them indoors. TNR does not reduce overpopulation or prevent wildlife deaths. Finally, raise awareness, which is what I'm doing. So, hey, tell your friends. If your friends have outdoor cats, tell them, hey, don't be a shitty human. You own a cat. Take care of the poor fucker. It's pretty common sense. Pretty simple in my world. Now, I did this video because I found a video wherein people, which was a compilation cats killing wildlife. About half the comments people saying, hey, and this is why I keep my cats indoors, or this is why I should keep your cats indoors, and the other half were, how fucking dare you, they're wild, it's fine, it's no big deal. You know, who cares to kill a few animals, it's fine. Now, as if we didn't just cover billions of deaths per year, billions, not millions, billions, thousands of millions of deaths per year, let's look at the facts of the matter. Modern house cats originate African wild cats. Now this is a lovely, very useful graph from Wikipedia. Love Wikipedia. If you have money, please donate to them. It's helpful. That shows the native fucking range of African wildcats. You notice where we have China, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Saudi Arabia, fucking maybe a little bit in Turkey, I can't quite tell. Egypt, Libya, Algeria, fucking Chad, the Congo, southern Africa. These are native areas. The animals in those areas have evolved and lived for generations with cats. They have grown used to and learned to cope with this threat. It's no big deal. It's fine. They're used to it. It's not a problem. In the Americas, that has not been a thing. They have not grown up with this species of cat. So you know what happens when you set them free? You are inputting a new factor on the food chain. And this goes into the next thing. People say, oh, well, it's just a natural part of their food chain. Well, they had a woman send me death threats and dox me because I said, hey, cats are not a native part of the natural food chain out here, so don't set them free. Keep in mind the same person talks about, oh, well, I just let my cats free to eat birds because they like it. You're a scumbag because you're intentionally exposing your animal to diseases. We'll ignore the death part. You are intentionally putting your animal at risk of diseases. That's a shitty thing to do. That's just a shitty thing to do. Anyway, let's break this shit down Barney style. Let's get it good and simple because, hey, I know I'm intending this for audiences that are not wildlife biologists. As a matter of fact, I'm intending this for people who have free-range cats. Let's break this down as simply as possible. Let's explain this as many ways as possible in one video. And if this doesn't work, I'll make another and another and another because I am persistent. I believe one of the people I work for said I am tenacious, which is the most polite form of pig-headed I've ever heard. Anyway, so here, this is made by Euro Kids. This is meant for preschoolers. Okay, so real simple, real low level shit here. Okay, so we have our food chain, or more, it's actually closer to a food web. Pretty useful, pretty accurate. Honestly, if I was teaching kids, I'd use this. We have the trees and the grass. We have the things that eat that. We have the deer, the grasshopper, and the mouse. The frog eats the grasshoppers, and the frog and mice are eaten by the eagle. Eagle eats mice. Okay, so what the cats do is they eat the mice and the frogs, and maybe even some of the snakes. So you know what happens then? The grasshopper population fucking explodes. Fucking massive increase. Logically, their predators are removed. So they're going to have a boom in population. They're going to eat more food. What do they eat? The grass. So now there's much less grass. Now the deer have less food, so they have a die-off. Congratulations, you just killed a whole shitload of deer and you significantly damaged the population. But don't worry, it's not just the deer that's fucked. The eagle is also fucked. So is the snake, because the eagle has less food, and so does the snake. Because the things they ate were now also eaten. And yes, they will eat cats, but they cannot get enough nutrients from eating cats alone because they can't get enough cats to sustain themselves, typically. And also, this assumes that they're being eaten, which, we're trying to protect them, so why would we want them to be eaten? You're causing wholesale collapse. Yes, ecosystems can survive, but it's still incredibly traumatic, okay? That's like saying, oh, this person lost their arm, but they're fine because they're still alive. Yes, they're still there. Most of them, they still lost a fucking arm. That's traumatic. Removing massive parts of entire fucking species from ecosystems is incredibly traumatic and bad. Please, that's the entire point of this video is I'm begging you, don't do that. But don't worry, we have more. We have a Wikipedia article, cat predation on wildlife. Specifically, we have this little part right here. Okay. In Australia, hunting by feral cats helped to drive at least 20 native mammals to extinction. And they continue to threaten at least 124 more. Okay, this addresses an argument I saw quite a lot of, well, there's billions of them, so it's fine. They drove 20 to extinction, and 24 more or 124 more might go extinct because of that. Yes, there's other species, but that's still a problem. And their introduction to island ecosystems has caused extinction of at least 33 endemic species on islands throughout the world. 33. So we're sitting at, let's see, 3, 4, 5, so that's 53 species that have gone extinct thanks to birds. Or thanks to cats. Keep that in mind, because here I'm going to address it now, but the whataboutism, oh, well, other invasive species exist. Yes, and we address those too. If you think that I only hate cats, when we get to the end of this video, you're going to be written for a nasty surprise. Because I'll talk about some of my experience removing invasives. This is another one from Wikipedia. Again, donate. So they'll say, oh, well, they're just hungry. They just want to live. Even if they're feral, they can still be loving. The Lyell's wren, or the Stephens Island wren, is an extinct species of small, flightless passerine birds belonging to the family, I can't fucking pronounce that, aka the New Zealand wrens. It was once found throughout New Zealand, but by the time of its discovery by scientists in 1894, it could only be found on the Stephens Island in the Cook Strait. Often claimed to be a species driven to extinction by a single individual animal, a lighthouse keeper's cat named Tibbles. It was actually predated upon by numerous feral cats found throughout the island. The wren was described almost simultaneously by both Walter Rothschild and Walter Buller. It became extinct shortly after. So, let's be factual here. No, they were not driven to extinction by a single individual. That is factually untrue. If I see you saying that shit in my comments, I'm gonna tell you off for it, okay? It was a population, it was not a single animal. You still have very reasonable and usable information here. Let's not lie. But let's get to the meat and potatoes here, okay? So, people say, oh, well, the feral cats, they're just hungry. They just want to live. They're loving. Did the Lyell's wren not also want to live? I mean, seriously. We must protect the feral cats. They want to live. They're loving. Did the Lyell, they just want to live out their lives. Did the Lyell's wren not also want to live out its life? Did it not want to rear its young? Did it not care for its young? Were they incapable of love? Is it because it has feathers that we can just ignore it? Oh, fine, who gives a shit? I mean, it just has feathers. What's its worth? Well, it's not of any worth. We must protect the cats instead. I mean, seriously. And this can all be protected by you being a good animal owner and taking proper care of your animal. It's the bare minimum. I'm going to harp on this again and again, but it's the bare fucking minimum. Please, I am begging you. Do your job. Anyway, let's continue on. And I'm going to look at a specific part of a paper. This is from the paper Rosenberg et al. Feel free to look it up. The decline of North American avifauna. This is figure 1, which these graphs show. They all show the exact same thing, just in different ways. Okay, so this is from the year 1970 to about 2015, approximately. This is change in millions of birds. You notice that the measurements here. Okay, 200, 400, and 600. That's 600 million, 400 million, and 200 million. We'll make sure we're all on the same page here. Okay. You notice how almost all of them have gone down. The only one that's gone up has been wetland birds. I don't really love that they didn't have the little names next to these, but whatever. We'll look at this one too, okay? You notice the wetlands are the only ones that went increase. Okay, to the right is increasing, to the left is decreasing. Okay, this is 40%. Okay, right around here would be about 50%, so half. You notice that, so let me explain what happened here. Why did wetlands increase? Because I had an entire class that talked about that. That's where I found this, where I found out about this paper. Okay, the reason why wetland birds went up is because when European colonizers came, they slaughtered the wolves. Canines tend to eat each other. What do I mean by that? So the wolves tend to eat the coyotes tend to eat the foxes. Okay, remove the wolves, coyote population increases. Wolf population decreases because more coyotes killing the wolves. Less wolves less fucking foxes, coyotes eating the foxes. Less foxes. Foxes are a significant predator of wetland bird nests. So we remove a significant predator and suddenly their population goes up. Shocking, I know. Yes, their population went up. By what? So let's look at this real close here. Okay, so this is 20%. This is 10. So that's what? That would be about 15. That's close to half. So we'll say 15%. Actually, that's a bit less than, but still, who cares? Close enough. We still saw a decrease in coast, arid lands, eastern forest, forest generalists, habitat generalists, arctic tundra, western forest, boreal forest, and grassland birds. All those saw a massive decrease. So when somebody says, oh, well, it's fine, there's billions of them. No, it's not. They're going down. As it continually decreases, if you lose more than you gain, the numbers go down. That's how numbers work. Point being, yes, there's a lot of birds. Their population is going down. I know it's a significant contributing factor, cats. But we'll finish off on this. This is a list of extinct species caused by cats. This is an AI overview, so iffy trustworthiness, but fuck it, it's close enough. Again, this is not an academic paper. If it was for this list, I would probably go through it for another source, but this is a fucking YouTube video. Feral cats are a significant factor in the extinction of numerous species, particularly on islands. They are a major threat to 8% of critically endangered species and have contributed to the extinction of 14% of bird, reptile, and mammal extinctions. Here's a list of some species driven to extinction or endangered by cats. Now, we're going to get into some not-so-fun territory. We're going to talk about being a wildlife biologist. Here's part of what that job entails. It involves killing shit. It sucks. It does. But it is a fact of the job. When you join this job, you kind of take on the risk of, I might have to be involved in killing something. If you can't put up with that, Well, I know somebody who left the field because of that. As we covered in the fact sheet from the fucking Wildlife Society, TNR doesn't work. It just doesn't. So what's our solution? Well, some places the solution is mass poisoning, mass euthanasia. Okay? And keep in mind, when we're talking about removal of invasive species, we're not talking about the pretty, surrounded by family in the vet's office and they put it to sleep. No. Let's say we euthanize it via lethal injection. Because that's what it is, a lethal injection. You're going to capture it in a cage. It's going to be stuck in a cage, trying to escape, fighting for its life. Then it's going to be stabbed with a needle and then die. Or hey, we're going to put poison out. It's going to eat poison. It's probably going to bring it back home to other cats, to the rest of the colony. They're going to eat it. And it's going to help kill its friends. That's not cool. That's not fun. That's not nice. It's shitty. It's horrible. Okay? Let's say hypothetically we don't do that. Let's say we use another method. Let's say we do it the same way we do with small mammals, because currently at my job we're dealing with small mammals, and some of them we have to be put down to be put in a collection. Do you know what we do? You know what's done? You snap their necks. Do you think that's pretty? Do you think dislocating the fucking vertebrae, the spine of an animal causing its death is pretty? That is fun? That's something that we take pleasure in? Okay, let's take another method. Let's say we just, as humane as possible, just awake one moment, dead the second, we shoot them. That's not good. That's not nice either. That's still shitty. Okay, let's say you hit him in the head. Cool. Immediate death. Most guns, if you shoot a cat in the head, it's probably going to fucking cause significant damage and basically fucking blow up the head, probably. That's a likely outcome. Do you think that's pretty? Do you think that's something that we, as people who got into this job because we love animals, that we want? You think that's something that we enjoy, that we get off on? The reason why this is such a bad thing and so fucked up is because there's a solution. A really good solution to at least help, to decrease the amount that have to die. You can just be a good animal owner. You can just take your fucking pet and take care of it. Keep it indoors. If you're going to let it outside, make sure it's supervised. That's not out eating random animals and getting God knows what diseases. I feel like I'm not asking for a lot here. I feel like I'm asking you as a pet owner to do your job. It's not a big ask. It's the bare minimum. It's like saying, oh yes, you should feed your child. You should clothe your child. You should give them proper shelter. I'm not asking for a lot here, guys. I'm asking that we decrease the amount of death that has to happen. Because if you properly take care of your animal, it won't get out, won't help form another colony, and have more cats that have to be exterminated. Because like it or not, they're a pest. They are becoming a pest. They're becoming a massive problem. Not becoming. They are a massive problem. And it's gotten to the point that the only real solution that, at least I'm saying, please, if you have a better solution, comment down below. I would love nothing more than a better solution than mass slaughter. That's horrible, okay? I'm going to tell you a fun little fact about me, okay? In my hometown, I helped with the removal of a significantly invasive species. We did not completely remove them, but we decimated their population, okay? What species was that? That was European sparrows. They're about this big. They're kind of cute. They're actually rather adorable. Tiny little ball of feathered anger. They're fucking lovely little fuckers. Do you know how many I've killed? Do you know how many lives I have had to take? Hundreds. Actually, not hundreds. Probably no more than 150. But I very well lost count. Okay? Do you know how fucked up it is to kill a tiny animal and kill so many of them that you lose count? Do you think that doesn't weigh a little bit on my soul? Now you might think, well, why the fuck would you do it? Well, first off, they're significantly invasive. They will, if I remember correctly, they will literally destroy other birds' nests. Okay? Do you know what happened afterwards? Okay? We had like 3 species of bird. Okay? 3. That's it. We had like none. We saw like I don't remember the actual percentage. We saw a massive increase of species. Okay? We went from, a handful to dozens of species in our area. That's fucking amazing. That is the ecosystem popping back. That is removing a invasive species and the direct results being a massive improvement. I I can sleep soundly because of that, but that still doesn't make me, I don't still like it. I'm not happy that hundreds of animals had to die. Nobody is. If somebody genuinely just like, oh yeah, I love killing hundreds of animals, they're a psychopath. That's a problem. Okay? You do not get into this field by being a psychopath. You get into this field because you want to help animals and people and the environment. We don't want to. Plain and simple. We do not want to have to deal with this problem. We do not want this to be a problem. So please, I'm begging you, talk to your friends. Tell them. Do it yourself. Don't let your cats outside. Do your job. Protect them. Keep them safe. Keep all the other animals safe. Okay? We have enough problems to deal with. Let's not make another one worse. Okay? Please. I can reiterate this 100 times more, but I know I'm kind of wasting my time here if I continue. Good God, we're already at 27 minutes. Yeah. Okay, I managed not to cry this time. Good job. Oh, fuck. But seriously, just do your job. I'm not asking for a lot, guys. So, yeah, here. We're gonna leave off. I'm gonna pop up my shit here. Like, subscribe, all that shit. Please comment down below. But here is that list. Here's the birds and here's the ensuing list of mammals. Yeah. All those are species. Not specific animals. Those are species with hundreds, well not hundreds, thousands, if not millions of unique individuals that just wanted to live their lives. That just wanted to eat, rear their young, and live out their lives. All of that slaughtered, destroyed. Because, hey, I don't want a cat anymore, so I'll just throw it outside. Or I don't want to be a good animal owner and actually care for my fucking pet. That's fucked up. It's not like, oh, it's sad. No, it's fucked up. It's horrible. So please, don't contribute. Just don't. I'm not asking for you to go out and solve the problem yourself. I'm asking for inaction. I'm asking you to not do something. For the simple act of keeping your fucking doors closed. Of keeping your cat inside. Of properly feeding it. Giving it proper fucking, what's the term? Entertainment? Whatever. Fucking, you know what I mean. Fucking, that shit. Keep it entertained. That's not a big ask. That's not. It's the bare minimum. So please, do your fucking job. Yeah. Well, we're at 30 minutes. We'll see how much of this shit I cut out. Yeah. Anyway, I'll try to make another video later that's less depressing. I'm gonna go lay down for a bit, and hope to hell this video's not shit. So, yeah. See if I remember how to use my fucking mouse. Anyway.